Hey guys, it's Camille. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different, which was actually requested to me by email. And I thought it would be interesting to do in a kind of little series. I actually saw someone do this for girly girls, and I thought I would do it for smart, academic, school-oriented girls or young women. So this is kind of like a rebrand series, but I don't think that's what I would call it. It's just how to be these smart girls series. I think the characters can motivate us in so many ways, and sometimes just aspiring to be like that character can just put you in this great mindset and just want to make you be better. And I think that doing this can be helpful. And with these particular characters, of course, it would be achieving in the academic sense. So today I thought we would start with Rory Gilmore, who is one of the most beloved smart girl characters. And by this, I mean Chilton Rory. So I just want to put emphasis on the fact that I know that Rory changes a lot throughout the series, and I think that her essence stays the same. And whether you like Rory afterwards or not, I mean, I'm not going to get into what I think about it, but I think that this specific video is going to be oriented more towards Chilton Rory. So the first category would be how to look like her physically. So for clothes, I think that we can definitely put Rory in the downtown girl category of aesthetic or clothing. So that's a lot of sweaters and plain striped tops, jeans jackets, simple necklaces, always jeans or a simple skirt. And then for shoes, it could be Docs or a pair of Uggs, Converse, stuff like that. And like I said, necklace, very simple, jewelry in general, just very simple and kind of subtle. I think that we can kind of see it as just an average, simple wardrobe of the 2000s for any regular kid. But in general, make sure that your clothes are neat and clean, even if they are simple. Because Rory does look put together, even if the clothes are not that fancy. So now for beauty, Rory wears very light makeup, so maybe hardly any. You don't even have to put any on, maybe just some lip balm and mascara, or you can do light concealer with a little bit of blush. You can even contour a tiny bit if you want to, but try to go for a natural light makeup look. Now for her hair, it can be curled or straight. The curls that she does are usually pretty tight but long in a way, but most of the time she does have straight hair, and it's pretty long during the Chilton days, so maybe a longer length. And there are a couple of cute hairstyles. Sometimes she does a French plait, and sometimes she just does two braids here, which is not always the case. Usually it's down, but those are also some other ideas. Also ponytails. Now let's get into how to act like her. So make sure to have very good manners, to be very polite, very kind. Rory's a very kind person, and in general she's very soft and relaxed, and just, well, not relaxed, but she's very soft spoken and doesn't get angry that easily, and when she does, her voice is still very soft. Make sure to be polite and don't swear. And in general, she doesn't use that much slang, so just try to talk in an articulate manner. And of course, try to have a good sense of humor. A lot of her humor consists of sarcasm, whether it's with Lorelai or by herself. She always has that kind of sarcastic sense of humor. But in general, just be nice to everyone, and I think that's the main thing that you should take away from that. And then of course, her very studious lifestyle is probably the most important thing. So Rory obviously attends a very amazing and prestigious high school, Chilton, which is of course a private school. Now, whatever kind of school that you attend, you can still mimic this, even if you don't have the same type of education. No matter what, just try to be on top of your studies, constantly doing homework. Studying should really be one of your top priorities. After all, who cares if I'm pretty if I fail my finals? So just try to maintain straight A's. Rory would never let her grades drop. And something that you can do to stay organized is really keep a very detailed planner. You can plan everything out daily and then weekly and then monthly, maybe even yearly if you want that detailed of a plan. But having those goals and a bunch of to-do lists is really going to help you get into that mindset. And it's also going to help you be very organized and punctual. But as much as you should be focused on school, you should also be focused on people. Rory doesn't have a big group of friends, but she does have Lane, and she has her mother, and she has basically everyone in her community. So she does interact with a lot of people, her boyfriends as well, Jess and Dean, Paris also a little bit. And obviously she also participates in extracurriculars such as the paper, but do try and do some volunteer work, spend time with family. And one of the best things that you can do as well in your free time is read one piece of classic literature per week. That is probably the most Rory thing you can do, just bring a book with you everywhere. Or maybe if you can't do per week, do per month. I understand that everyone's schedule is very different. Also, it really depends on how big the book is. But it doesn't even have to be literature. It can just be a book that is on any topic that interests you. So if you don't want to read a classic novel that is fiction, then you can read a nonfiction book about any subject. But if you do want to start with some fiction classics, these are some of the ones that I recommend. So you could start by Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. You could start with any Jane Austen novel. One of my favorites is Emma, but of course you could start with Pride and Prejudice or Sense and Sensibility, which are the most popular ones. Animal Farm is also something really good to start with. Lord of the Flies, The Picture of Dorian Gray, also Frankenstein, all of that kind of stuff, especially if you want to be in those fall vibes, because when I think of Gilmore Girls, I think of fall. And the last thing, of course, is to always have a big cup of coffee. So I hope this was helpful. This was super fun to make. Just let me know which smart girl you would like me to do next. I'll check out those comments and recommendations. I can't wait to make another one of these videos. And that's it for today. Bye guys.